Opinion about comp. He has good mechanics, but his performance on stage has been lackluster. Again, I'm biased because the guy walked into Flash Connect and W 3 times in a row over a time span of 15 minutes, which is unacceptable in my opinion. So honestly, off that game alone, he deserves to get benched, in my opinion. But yeah, maybe I'm a bit too harsh on that. But yeah, if your AD carry walks up and attacks Renekton with W 3 fights in a row and gets flash W'd and dies without cleanse or QSS, then yeah, I think that's grounds to get benched immediately. That's just like, this is just like, don't get me wrong, once is like, okay, you know, like you disrespected, you got punished, fair enough, you know, you could have misread the situation, but having it happen 3 times in a row is like, I don't know, like I don't want to call something like that a win trade, but you're really not trying to win if you die to that 3 times in a row. Maybe I'm just too good? No, this is just not acceptable. Like, don't get me wrong, like I'm not a good AD carry player, and after once of that happening to me, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do that again. Because that's the thing, right? In every single situation, I rewatched it, right? Every single situation, he walked up to hit me, and it's like, what's the best build on volley? I think my build is the best build on volley. That's why I built it. What are the weaknesses of Rammus? I think early game, and some particular champions perform very well into him. Alright, let's go this. I like Doran's Blade against Volibear because, generally speaking, when you're going to be fighting Volibear, it's probably going to be a fight to the death. You know, when you pick a fight, you both get to choose whether it's an all-in or not, and if one or the other tries to give, then the other can commit to an all-in, and that's what I'm looking for right now. Trinity and Volibear, I think it's a very good item, yes. Drag the wave here. I could have dragged the wave a little bit better, but I'm just going to go ahead and be happy with this. This is perfectly fine. Usually you play against bone plating when you play Sett, so be mindful on whether or not to skill E. And if you do skill E, don't hesitate to take a minute to test their rune setup. What I'm trying to say with testing the rune setup is, don't throw out your E. Like, if I grab him right now with E, it's obviously good because he has E, and he has it on cooldown, so even though he has bone plating in this particular situation, I can still take that trade because his E's on cooldown. Now he E's the wave. That was a mistake because now I can get to freeze the wave. Not freeze it, but he's going to lose some CS here because he doesn't really have a great combat spell unless he has Q ranked. Looks like everyone is looking for a mid gank here. So right now I just need to make sure I don't get ganked by the Syvern as he is top side, and my jungler is slowly but surely pathing towards me. So right now is my window to start pushing, hit level 3 here. Again, when Volibear starts E like this, it's important that you make him lose some CS. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, especially if he positions his E poorly like he is right now. Like, he's putting his E in a way where it's hitting all the creeps without CSing half of them, so he's just losing a crap ton of farm is what he's doing. Right now I'm not interacting with him for that simple reason. Now I'm going to interact with him a little bit here, because I can chuck this huge W and then push in the wave, and now if he wants to commit to this trade, it's going to be always bad for him because I have the wave with me. So all I need to do now is just create an awkward situation for him where I trade 1 for 1. I don't think the 1 for 1 was worth it, all things considered. I should have just, as soon as he cast the E and Q, I could have just waited until his spells were down and then went in, but I was getting excited, so I went for a solo bowl there. It's about even the trade, I would say. The upside of doing it like this is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to first of all, I'm going to be able to save TP because the wave's bouncing to me. But again, after taking his flash and putting him in that situation, all I need to do is wait until his cooldowns are down. We're all TPing bot. Is going to be a total fiesta, and it's a very good one for us, of course, as I get a multi-man E here. I have a huge W here, so it would be nice if my team could commit. No? I feel like my team was a bit useless there. My bad. Still, the wave is in a great position for me, so it's going to be pretty doomed for Volibear. Even though I TP bot and die, it's surprisingly still good for me. Blade the Rune King against the rest of their comp is pretty bad. However, on the flip side... Wait, my mid has 15 CS. That's not good. On the flip side of Blade the Rune King... Sorry, as I was focusing on a trade there. Just want to make sure that when I leave the trade here, I don't give him another W. Right now, I'm just popping my potions and abusing the fact that I have sustain and levels on him, so a fight here is going to be always good for me. As he wants to die, it seems. I don't know what he was smoking, but I will gladly take a kill. We whiffed the EQ, so it's going to be difficult for me to be able to do anything there. He was so focused on not letting me freeze that he forgot that I could just kill him, I guess. I mean, I don't know. There's no need to overextend for the E. No need for me to give him more CS. Eventually, I'll deny him more CS just like this, as you'll see. I did item 3 CS without even doing anything. There's no need for me to walk up and E him. Yes, I can get a good trade, but it's unnecessary. I'm not in a position where this really matters right now. I'm going to ward the lane, as I think it's the most effective gank pattern for Ivern in this situation. I haven't seen Ivern mid or bot, even though there's a lot of pressuring, so he could be hiding behind them, or I could be getting ganked. I'm not sure which. Either way, Volibear stacked up his passive, which means he's trying to fight here. I'm just going to go ahead and ult here. Do I die here? I think I do, right? Yeah. Ivern does a little bit too much damage. Ivern and Volibear. Like, I tanked too much. I was trying to bait too much. If I just ult and flash away immediately, I think I'm fine there. But I was trying to bait. Maybe I could outplay them or something. Because I do think there's some action required, considering... Like, I need to do something in this lane. That's the way it is. Like, I need to do something. I dodged this Volibear ult damage, but I just got mauled anyway. It's a bit unlucky. I should have played a bit smarter, I think. That was, like, their only window to gank. And that's going to be a kill for Volibear. Actually, no. His W wasn't up yet. Nice play by Jarvan. Why he tapped Daisy. Either way, I think not the worst, not the worst. Obviously not great. It's looking like a mighty team diff, but that happens. Right now, again, I could get chain ganked here. It's a little bit rough, but in this position, I'm going to have to just fight to the death like a man. If Volibear leaves like this and doesn't use the fact that he... can chain his W's, which he barely did there, actually. Get it? Barely. I should just commit to the trade. That was the... Like, that's the idea, like, right now. I'm gonna queue the turret here to try and get a play. As I have Bramble, he can actually hit me and stuff, so I need to make sure... Like, he doesn't realize he can hit... He's not a top lane main, it seems, because he doesn't understand that he can hit me to aggro the turret. I want to ult him into the next creep wave that comes. It looks like he finally realized he can hit me. Again, this is going to be okay. What I want to do here is I want to ult him into the next minion wave, and then I want to EW him. Okay, he flashes immediately. Ivern's probably going to show up soon, so I'm just trying to lifesteal as much as I can here. Because if Ivern shows up, I'm pretty dead, but again, in this position, I just want to pressure. Ivern's bot, perfect. Cast E. So as soon as the shield goes down, I'm going to go ahead and walk up and just punch him. If I get the shield, I'll be able to trade 1 for 1, and that's good enough for me. I need resources, I need gold, I need to buy this item and stuff, and that's what I need. Right now, I don't have... Like, again, if Jarvan wants to do his camps here, even though there's so much action earlier, I could have spam pinged my jungler, that was my bad. But again, if Jarvan is not paying attention to the map, I'm going to make the play myself. Trading kills like this when you're behind is not bad because it means you get resources. Again, it's not bad for Volibear either because he's probably going to finish Divine Sunder. But if he finishes Divine Sunder, I still have Bramble Vest on him. He won't have a Bramble Vest and I will. And that's a pretty big deal. I'm going to TP on the flag here and just commit to this fight. If Volibear commits, he does. So I'm going to TP here. This is a very good fight. As Viego sprints it down to get the possession. I think that was... He was literally possessed IRL, you know? He was so tunnel visioned on the possession that he was willing to die for it. I just want to beat on this turret here and just have the Herald crash and finish it. Again, taking the first turret here. Maybe not even first. I don't know what the situation or health is bot. But getting the plates at the very least. It is the first turret, which is great. Getting the plates at the very least is going to give us a nice boost in gold that otherwise wouldn't have been possible. Again, he has Divine Sunder, I have Blade the Ruined King, so we're about equal in terms of completed item power. But I have anti-healing. This is why, friends, you buy anti-healing. Oh, shit. That's not good. I still think I can win if I just keep punching. Yes, sir. Again, if he had healing, anti-healing, it would not be winnable. But again, anti-healing, it makes a huge difference in Bruiser 1v1s. Please, if you're playing any type... I shouldn't be teaching people this, right? Like, I really don't want people to buy anti-healing when I'm playing Volibear and stuff. Like, Ivern is likely topside, based on how the map was being played earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and look for a one-on-one here. If he face checks me, I think I'll be able to kill him quite easily. I'll flash here just to make sure. I don't know if he has flash or not. I don't know if he's going to try anything tricky. But getting that solo kill is huge for me. I would have liked to farm this, but my mid laner shows up to take the farm. So that's A-okay. Jarvan's pretty hard stuck in the cage there in the 1 versus many. Pretty unfortunate. If I can defend this turret, it would be good. Again, ideally here, we look to punish any overextensions from the enemy team. That's why I'm not showing. If the enemy team overextends here, I could profit. Get something going. And that's not going to be it, unfortunately. Get a big W here, but it's not going to be good enough. I'm going to run here. I don't want to die, ideally. He doesn't even die. Unlucky. I'm down to FF. Syndra. I shouldn't have even tried, I guess. It was a bad play by me. My bad. Heck, because he ruined the wave and Syndra and then ends up going mid, so Syndra can't farm mid. It's just a really fucked situation because people's wave management is abysmal. But that's okay. I'm going to fight him to the death here. Stun here. And that's a kill. Yeah, just because he has 7 kills doesn't mean he beats me 1-1. Even with the anti-healing in this situation, Sett is pretty strong. I think he underestimated me. He also tanked my W in the face. He didn't ult over me for some reason. He ulted on top of me, so I just blocked his ult damage. So the thing is, if he ults over me, I block his ult damage, which is obviously pretty good. But not only do I block his ult damage, I also hit him with the W. So it's a pretty rough situation for him to be in. In this position, it's for sure me carrying. Stridebreaker or Gore Drinker, in my opinion, it's always Stridebreaker. Taking this item is far superior. I'm going to take a TP here because it does look like a good fight setup. Well done by Jarvan to get that, but I have to cancel the E there. I don't know, I'm getting kind of griefed in these fights. Would be really great stun by Rel. Helps me one-shot the guy. I'll just keep beating on him here. I don't have a choice, unfortunately. I can't beat Volibear when he has so much healing and shielding, unfortunately. But again, my teammates are pretty useless here, and even though it was a nice setup by Jarvan, the teamfight execution by my teammates was really bad. They weren't kiting towards me, they were running away from me, trying to live. I'll play the game out at this point, because if we wanted to FF, we should have FF to 15. At this point, I want to commit to playing it out because I'm pretty strong and maybe I can do something. I don't know what this is about. I don't think this fight is ever winning, but maybe I'm wrong. I think we just don't have anti-healing, and Ivern is obviously going to be too potent with Moonstone in this particular fight, so I don't really understand why we felt the need to pick that fight, to be honest. But that's life, you know. 2 levels makes a huge difference. You might be wondering in terms of items and gold, he might be ahead of me. Not in this particular case, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. It's a nice try. We're super out of sync in this particular, in these instances. I never feel like we're... I'm gonna flash stun this guy here, get a huge W. My W got cancelled, that's unlucky. Not gonna be able to get a kill here, unluckily. I have my Star Axe pop, but Rakan is coming with his ult. I need to dodge the W, but the charm will be enough. That's going to be game. I tried my best to carry that game. But I made a couple of mistakes. Like trading 1-for-1 top wasn't as good. I died to the Ivern gank when I didn't need to. And these are the first 2 things that come to mind to me in as to why I couldn't carry. Jarvan tried his best, but it wasn't a winnable game in the end. Volibear did some damage. I don't like this build as much though. I think it's just worse than Trinity Force.